Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve greatness without making a sound? They don't boast, they don't seek attention, and yet they leave a lasting impact? How do they do it? The answer is simpler than you think. They win in silence. In a world that craves attention and recognition, where every move is broadcasted for validation, the real power lies in silence. It's easy to get caught up in the noise, the constant need to shout your success, prove your worth, and seek approval from others. But here's a truth you might not hear often. True strength doesn't require an audience. Most people believe that if they don't show their achievements, they will never be recognized. The truth, however, is that those who thrive in silence understand a powerful secret. Their actions speak louder than words ever could. They don't need to announce their next move. They trust their process. They don't need the world's applause to validate their worth. In silence, they cultivate resilience, patience, and mastery. Think about the most successful people you know. Do they constantly boast about their journey, or do they quietly work, day by day, focused on their vision? The most powerful victories aren't the loudest ones. They are the ones that happen quietly, behind the scenes, without anyone even noticing. It's in the moments when nobody is watching that true growth occurs. But here's the challenge. The world has trained us to believe that success only counts when it's visible. We see others posting their triumphs, their celebrations, their constant stream of updates. It's easy to think that to succeed, we need to keep showing the world our progress. However, constantly seeking validation can actually slow down progress. When you're busy looking around, waiting for the next round of applause, you miss the opportunity to focus on what truly matters, your personal growth. Winning in silence isn't about hiding your success. It's about knowing your worth, staying focused, and trusting your journey without needing constant validation. It's about taking the time to build something meaningful, brick by brick, even when no one else is watching. True power comes from this deep inner knowing. It comes from being able to stay grounded and focused, even when the world around you is filled with noise. There is an undeniable strength in patience. It's easy to want things now, to rush towards success, to seek shortcuts and quick fixes. But silent winners understand that success isn't an overnight achievement. It's a result of continuous, quiet effort. It's the late nights, the early mornings, the persistent work done without anyone acknowledging it. It's in those moments of solitude, when the world sleeps, that real progress is made. And when the time is right, the results will speak for themselves. Now, before you rush to conclusions or decide that silence means being passive, consider this. Silence is not about inaction. It's about purpose. It's about making intentional, focused moves that align with your vision. It's about turning down the volume of the world so you can hear your own thoughts, your own desires, and your own path. It's about creating without the pressure of needing to explain or justify your every step. The more you embrace silence, the more you discover that your inner strength grows. You stop doubting yourself. You stop seeking approval. You stop worrying about what others think. Instead, you trust your intuition. You trust the process. And most importantly, you trust that the right results will come, whether or not anyone is there to witness them. By the end of this journey, you will understand that the quietest achievers are often the most powerful. You'll see how staying in your own lane, focused on your own growth, can lead you to a level of success that speaks louder than any boast ever could. Keep watching, and I promise you, this shift in mindset could be the change you've been searching for. In the rush to be seen and heard, many lose sight of what truly matters, the work itself. The world constantly pressures us to show our progress, to share every small victory. But in doing so, we often forget that success is born from the quiet moments of focus and discipline, not from the noise of external validation. When you stop seeking approval, you create space for true growth. Instead of focusing on how others perceive you, you start to care more about the path you're carving for yourself. You build step by step, without needing anyone to cheer you on or comment on every move. This is where the magic happens. The moment you shift your energy from needing others to believe in you to fully believing in yourself. The journey of quiet success requires a level of inner confidence that comes from knowing you don't need validation. When you trust the process, you stop waiting for others to recognize your progress. Instead, you become your own measure of success. The true power lies not in the approval of others, but in the quiet assurance that your actions are leading you toward your goals. This doesn't mean you isolate yourself or shut out the world. It means you become selective about where you place your energy. You stop sharing your progress with those who don't understand your vision. You save your words for when they truly matter. When you operate in silence, you are able to focus without distractions, without worrying about how others will react. Over time, this builds a foundation of self-reliance. You no longer need external praise to feel motivated. You become driven by an inner fire, one that doesn't fade when others fail to recognize your efforts. Success becomes personal. It becomes a quiet promise to yourself, an assurance that with consistent effort you will reach your goals. And when the time comes when your success speaks for itself, the silence will have already revealed its power. When you embrace silence, you begin to understand the power of patience. In a world that demands instant gratification, it's easy to forget that true success is a long, quiet journey. It's not about quick wins or overnight achievements. It's about the steady, consistent effort that doesn't always get noticed, but leads to real progress. Patience teaches you to trust the process. It shows you that the best results often take time to unfold. When you stop rushing toward the finish line and start enjoying the steps you take every day, something powerful happens. You stop worrying about what's happening right now, and you start focusing on what you're building for the future. In silence, you create space for growth. It's in those quiet, patient moments when you perfect your craft, sharpen your skills, and push through challenges that seem impossible. It's in this silence that you truly learn what you're capable of. There's no need for constant praise or recognition. Your strength comes from knowing that every small action counts, even if no one is watching. The beauty of patience is that it removes the pressure of external expectation. You're no longer in a race to show the world your success. Instead, you're building a foundation of quiet determination. You don't need to prove anything. The results will come when they are meant to, and they will be far greater than anything you could have imagined when you first started. In the stillness, you realize that you are your own biggest supporter. The journey becomes about mastering your own thoughts and actions, not about convincing others of your worth. Patience allows you to step back from the noise and focus on the only thing that truly matters, your growth. This silent focus is where real mastery is born. When the time is right, the world will see the strength that was quietly developed in the background. As you continue on this journey, you begin to realize that the real power of silence is in the focus it provides. The world is full of distractions. Everywhere you look, there's something demanding your attention. News, social media, opinions from people who don't understand your vision. It's easy to get lost in this noise, to forget where you're headed and why you started in the first place. But when you choose silence, you reclaim your focus. You remove the unnecessary clutter from your mind and your life, allowing yourself to focus purely on what matters most, your goals, your growth, and your purpose. In those moments of quiet, your vision becomes clearer. The distractions fade, and you're able to move forward with intention, not out of impulse. This focus allows you to do more than just work. It allows you to work with purpose. When you stop looking for validation and start focusing on your own path, you tap into a deep, untapped potential within yourself. You can fully dedicate your energy to what you need to achieve without constantly questioning whether others are watching or approving. The power of focus is transformative. It's easy to get swept up in the constant hustle of showing off every move, hoping that someone will notice and reward you. But true success comes from the quiet determination to keep moving forward, no matter who is watching. Focus allows you to push through the hard days, to keep going even when things aren't progressing as quickly as you'd like. It's the foundation of long-term achievement. When you're truly focused, the work becomes effortless. The time you invest doesn't feel like a sacrifice, because you are fully present in the task at hand. The distractions are gone, and all that's left is the work and the knowledge that you're doing it for yourself, not for anyone else's approval. This focus is the key to turning your silent efforts into undeniable success. It's in these quiet moments of deep concentration that you create your greatest achievements. When you begin to focus in silence, you start to realize something crucial. Building something meaningful takes time. It's easy to get frustrated, to feel like success should happen faster. But the truth is, anything worthwhile requires patience, consistency, and a willingness to keep going when the results aren't immediately visible. This is where silent workers shine. They understand that success isn't built overnight. It's the product of small, deliberate actions repeated over time. Each step, no matter how small, brings them closer to their goal. And they know that even when others don't notice, the work is still being done. The value lies in the process, not in the applause. This mindset is incredibly powerful. When you work in silence, you're not distracted by the need for validation. You stop measuring your success by how many likes, comments, or compliments you get. Instead, you focus on what truly matters, improving yourself, developing your skills, and making progress every day. The recognition will come eventually, but it's not the driving force. Your own growth and the quiet, consistent effort you put in each day become the real reward. It's also important to remember that in silence you have space to reflect. Reflection allows you to evaluate your progress, learn from your mistakes, and adjust your approach when needed. When you're constantly chasing the approval of others, there's no time for this kind of self-reflection. You're too busy trying to keep up with the noise around you. But in the stillness, you can hear your own thoughts, gain clarity, and understand what truly matters to you. This deep, quiet work becomes the foundation for real success. It's not about the loudest victories or the biggest celebrations. It's about creating something solid, something lasting, even if no one else is watching. In silence, you build not just your goals, but your character. This character, shaped by patience and persistence, will be the true mark of your success when the world finally sees what you've been quietly working toward. As you continue to build in silence, you begin to realize that the most powerful work is often done when no one is watching. This is where true growth happens. In the moments when there is no external praise, no instant recognition, it's in these quiet hours that you shape your destiny. You are not influenced by the opinions of others or driven by the need for acknowledgement. You are simply focused on becoming better day by day. The secret here is understanding that your work doesn't need an audience to be meaningful. In fact, the less you rely on others' approval, the more freedom you have to truly explore your potential. The quiet moments allow you to experiment, to fail without fear of judgment, and to keep going even when the path isn't clear. You have the liberty to evolve, to shift directions, and to find your true purpose without worrying about whether others understand or approve of your journey. This internal motivation becomes the fuel for everything you do. When you work for the joy of the work itself, not for the recognition that might follow, you unlock an endless source of energy and passion. The satisfaction comes not from the applause, but from the progress you see within yourself. Every small improvement becomes a victory. Every challenge overcome becomes a building block. And with each step you become stronger, more capable, and more aligned with your true purpose. The beauty of this process is that over time, the results begin to speak for themselves. Others may not notice your progress at first, but the impact of your quiet work will eventually be undeniable. When you've been quietly mastering your craft, improving your skills, and pushing forward with unwavering commitment, the fruits of your labor will naturally emerge. And when they do, they will be far more meaningful than anything that could have been achieved by seeking validation from the start. What you create in silence is not just the product of your efforts, it's a reflection of your character. The quiet work you put in day after day becomes a testament to your strength, resilience, and determination. In the end, it's this inner power, not the external applause, that will define your true success. As you continue to work in silence, you start to notice a shift in how you view success. It becomes less about what others think or say, and more about how you feel within yourself. This change is vital because when you stop measuring your worth by external validation, you begin to rely on something much stronger, your own belief in your journey. When you are truly committed to winning in silence, your self-belief grows. You trust your ability to overcome obstacles because you know you have done it before, quietly, without fanfare. This belief doesn't come from seeking constant approval, but from the deep understanding that your efforts are leading you in the right direction. You are building something lasting, something real, and nothing can shake that confidence. Your journey becomes more about consistency than perfection. You realize that no one is watching every single step you take, and that's perfectly okay. Your only focus is to keep moving forward, to keep pushing despite the challenges. This shift in perspective is empowering. It frees you from the pressure to constantly prove yourself, allowing you to invest your energy in what truly matters, the work itself. In silence, you also begin to find peace. The noise of comparison, competition, and judgment fades away. You stop worrying about how you measure up to others, and instead, you start comparing your progress to your past self. This is the real measure of success. The growth within you, the person you are becoming, not the recognition you get from others. The peace that comes with this is profound. It's the peace of knowing that you are doing exactly what you need to do in your own time, in your own way. And when you truly start to believe in your journey, the results follow naturally. What you create from this quiet, focused effort is far more powerful than anything achieved through noise and rush. The world may not see the effort right away, but when the time comes, it will be clear that you have built something extraordinary. Your silence, your belief, and your focus will have laid the foundation for your success. As you continue to embrace the quiet path, you start to understand something essential. The journey is never as lonely as it may seem. It can feel isolating at times, especially when you're working hard in silence, without the applause or attention. But in reality, you're building connections with something far more powerful than people, yourself. The more you invest in silent work, the more you discover about your own strength. You realize that this journey is not just about reaching a destination, but about the person you become along the way. Each quiet moment of effort, each unseen action shapes your character. This is the real reward. As you grow in silence, you start to develop a deeper understanding of your own potential. You become more confident, more focused, and more attuned to your true self. The solitude that comes with silent work also gives you a unique advantage. While the world around you is distracted by noise and chaos, you have the space to think clearly, to plan, and to create without outside influence. You can hear your inner voice, your true desires, and your authentic goals. In a world that constantly pushes you to keep up with others, this silence allows you to reconnect with what truly matters to you. It's in this space that your most innovative ideas are born and your greatest achievements are shaped. But this doesn't mean that you are disconnected from the world around you. In fact, working in silence allows you to make a much more significant impact when the time comes. By quietly refining your craft, honing your skills, and staying true to your vision, you build a foundation that is unshakable. When the world finally sees the results of your silent efforts, they won't just see the success. They'll see the depth, the dedication, and the authenticity behind it. This is the power of winning in silence. It's not about being invisible or unnoticed. It's about creating something lasting, something meaningful, without needing validation from the world. The silence is where the real work happens, and it's in this work that you'll find your true strength. As your commitment to silent progress deepens, you start to notice that the world around you reacts to your quiet work in ways you never expected. At first, no one may notice the effort you're putting in, and that's okay, but slowly the fruits of your labor begin to take shape. Your consistency, your discipline, and your focus all begin to show, even if others don't immediately acknowledge them. What's powerful about this is that your work starts to speak for itself. The results become undeniable, and they stand as a testament to your quiet determination. People begin to recognize your growth, your commitment, and your achievements, not because you've been broadcasting them, but because the quality of your work has reached a level that cannot be ignored. This is the beauty of winning in silence. It's not about making noise to get noticed, but about letting your actions do the talking. The silence also gives you the ability to stay true to your own vision. While others may be distracted by trends or opinions, you have been steadily building something that aligns with your values and goals. You've avoided the noise, the distractions, and the pressures that come with seeking external approval. In doing so, you've created something uniquely yours, something that reflects who you truly are. As you continue on this path, you realize that silent success is the most powerful kind of success. It's not fleeting or based on momentary recognition. It's deep, grounded, and lasting. The work you've put in, the dedication you've shown, and the inner strength you've developed are all things that cannot be taken away or diminished by the opinions of others. You've built something solid, something that will stand the test of time. In silence, you've learned that success is not about being the loudest, but about being the most consistent, the most focused, and the most true to yourself. And when the world finally takes notice, it won't just be about the success you've achieved. It will be about the silent strength you've cultivated along the way. As you continue to walk this path of silent growth, you begin to see that the power of silence lies not just in the work you do, but in how you handle the inevitable challenges that come your way. Every journey has obstacles, and at times it may feel like you're not making progress. The doubts start to creep in, and it feels like no one is noticing how hard you're working. But here's where the true strength of silence comes in. Resilience in those quiet moments. When it feels like the world is moving faster and you're standing still, you have a choice. You can either let the frustration get to you, or you can embrace the stillness and use it to fuel your determination. The challenge of staying focused when no one else sees your effort is what separates those who succeed in silence from those who give up. The power of silence during these difficult times is that it allows you to develop inner strength. Instead of looking for external validation, you turn inward, drawing on your own resilience to push through. You don't need the world to understand your struggles because you know that every challenge you face is another step toward your goal. Each moment of doubt is simply another test of your resolve. And the more you push through, the stronger you become. This process of quiet endurance not only builds your character, but it also sharpens your focus. And when you're not distracted by the noise around you, you're able to hone in on what really matters. You become adept at overcoming obstacles, not by fighting them head on, but by staying calm, staying focused, and trusting that each challenge is part of the process. The more you embrace this quiet resilience, the more you find that you are capable of handling anything that comes your way. In time, you realize that the silence has not only made you stronger, but has also given you a sense of peace. You no longer seek external approval because you've learned that your true worth comes from within. The challenges you've faced in silence have transformed you into someone who knows their value, who knows that no obstacle is too great to overcome, and that success is not determined by others, but by your own quiet determination to keep moving forward. As you continue to embrace this quiet journey, you begin to understand that winning in silence is not just about avoiding distractions or resisting the urge for external validation. It's also about cultivating a deep inner peace that comes from knowing that the work you're doing is aligned with your true purpose. This inner peace is something that is often overlooked in the chaos of everyday life. But it is one of the most powerful tools you can have on your journey. When you are at peace with your path, you stop comparing yourself to others. You stop worrying about what everyone else is doing and start focusing on your own journey. This peace allows you to let go of the anxiety that comes with competition and comparison. You can move forward at your own pace, knowing that your progress is unique to you. The more you focus on your own growth, the more you realize that there is no need to rush or keep up with others. You are on your own timeline, and that is enough. This sense of peace also frees you from the fear of failure. When you work quietly, without the pressure of external judgment, you give yourself the permission to fail, to learn, and to grow. You understand that failure is not the end, but a part of the process. It's through the silent, steady effort that you learn the most about yourself and your capabilities. And it's in the quiet moments of reflection that you realize your failures are just stepping stones towards success. What you've built in silence is something stronger than success. It's the ability to trust yourself, to trust your process, and to move forward with the knowledge that you are enough, even when no one else sees the work you're putting in. This peace and self-trust are the foundation of everything that will come. When the time is right, the world will see the fruits of your silent labor, and they will recognize the depth and strength behind it. But more importantly, you will know deep within that the real victory was in the journey itself. As you continue on this silent path, you begin to realize that the rewards of quiet work go far beyond success or recognition. The true gift lies in the transformation you experience within yourself. When you commit to working in silence, you are not just building a career or a goal. You are building your character. Each day you show up, even when no one is watching, you strengthen your inner resolve and discipline. This discipline becomes the foundation of everything you do. It is the quiet force that drives you forward, even when external circumstances may not be ideal. The beauty of silent work is that it does not rely on outside factors. It is driven purely by your internal commitment to your growth. The more consistent you are in this silent effort, the more you begin to realize how capable you are. You stop waiting for someone else to push you or validate you, and you start realizing that the power to create change lies entirely within you. Over time, you begin to understand that the quiet work is not just about the destination, it's about the person you become in the process. The skills, habits, and mindset you develop through this focused effort are invaluable. They shape you into someone who is not swayed by fleeting opinions or external distractions. Instead, you become someone who is steadfast in their vision, someone who knows that success is not determined by the noise of the world, but by the quiet, consistent steps you take every day. The transformation goes deeper than just your work. It affects the way you approach life, the way you respond to challenges, and the way you view success. You no longer seek instant gratification. You understand that the most meaningful accomplishments come from the journey, not the immediate reward. You develop a patience and resilience that will serve you throughout your life. The real power of winning in silence is the peace, the strength, and the unwavering confidence you build along the way. And when the world finally sees your success, it will be clear that it wasn't just the result of your hard work, it was the result of your quiet, consistent dedication to becoming the best version of yourself.